Did we just find the world's greatest beef and beer stew?
Hi, my name is Paul Schultz.
And I'm Jennifer Schultz.
And we're a couple of beers. Stay with us because coming up is our next in the series of Cooking with Beer.
On today's episode, we're going to be making a beer and beef harvest stew.
Delish.
Welcome back to this episode of A Couple of Beers.
Yeah, we're really excited. As Jennifer told you, this is our next in the series of Cooking with Beer. And we're making this beautiful beer and beef harvest stew. And what's nice about this is it utilizes all of those produce, the root veg that you would have harvested in the fall.
Look at these beautiful ingredients.
Yeah, well, walk us through this, see what we've got.
Okay, so first we have our chuck roast.
Okay, and chuck roast is, we trimmed the fat, and then that's cut into about 2-inch squares, would you say? Okay.
Absolutely. Then we have our butternut squash.
Okay, butternut squash. Again, a large dice on those.
Carrots.
About 2 cups of squash, right?
Yeah, 2 cups of squash.
Okay.
Carrots.
3 medium carrots, cut in half moons.
Mm-hmm. Yukon Gold potatoes.
Oh, these are wonderful.
Oh, they're buttery.
These, oh my gosh.
So good.
You could eat these alone, and when these potatoes are done, they just melt in your mouth.
So good.
So I think probably close to 3 cups, maybe a little more, even. We're potato lovers.
Of course, we have onions, we have celery.
Yeah, so about 1 medium onion, diced, and two stalks of celery.
We have our garlic over here.
About 3 cloves minced. Look, don't sit there and mince your garlic. Just get a can of minced garlic.
Yeah,
we won't
sure.
tell.
So then we have our flour.
Yep, okay.
And then we have our spices, which is thyme.
Okay.
Smoked paprika.
Okay.
And apple cider vinegar.
Okay.
2 more ingredients, I think.
Okay,
right?
over
we
here
got our apple butter.
Apple butter, fantastic.
Apple butter stew.
Yeah.
And we have tomato paste.
Yeah. Okay, and that about rounds it up, except for one of the stars.
The most important ingredient, in my
maybe
opinion.
outside of the beef. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Okay.
So we have a brown. We have a brown, which is by 50 West.
Okay. And this is called.
This is called
Home Sweet
Home.
Yeah. Okay.
And so this is actually a 7% ABV.
Oof.
It was brewed with sweet potatoes, molasses, and pecans. So there's going to be a bit of a sweetness though that adds to the stew.
Yeah, that's going to be nice though. That's right in that kind of fall harvest
nice
flavor.
Warming.
Excellent.
Stew on a cold day.
Okay, well, this is a new favorite of ours, and we can't wait to share it with you. But that reminds us, first of all, make sure that you like and subscribe, because we're going to do an episode on Cooking with Beer every month as we release videos.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to make sure that you don't miss them.
Make sure to leave us a comment if you try the recipe. We'd love to know if you like it, what you would do differently, what you would add, what you would take away.
Yeah, for sure. And that goes for our beer review too. Speaking of beer review, we're going to show you how to make the dish, and then we're going to enjoy it while you watch us enjoy it. And we're going to review 50 West Home Sweet Home Brown. So stay with us. It's all coming up next.
Okay, that's 2 pounds of chuck roast. That is 2 cups of butternut squash, 3+ cups of Yukon Gold potatoes, 1/4 cup of flour, 1 cup of apple butter, 3 medium carrots cut in half moons, 6 ounces of tomato paste, 1 medium onion, and 2 celery stalks, and of course our Home Sweet Home brown ale from 50 West. Now Jennifer is going to take our high-walled pan and put it on medium-high heat, and to that she's going to add about 1.5 tablespoons of avocado oil. While she is letting that pan get nice and hot, she's going to take our chuck roast and into a bowl. Oh, it already looks good. I don't know about you, but I'm a red meat guy. Okay, and on top of that, she's going to add a good bit of sea salt, good crack of sea salt all over. And then our 1/4 cup of flour. She's going to sprinkle all over the beef there. And then I love this. She's willing to get her hands right into it here. She's making sure that the flour covers every little bit of the beef. And as she places the beef into the hot pan with oil, notice that she's placing it in a clockwise fashion, and that helps her. So when she goes to turn the beef as it's browning, she knows which piece went in first, and so forth. And you can see her work her way around the pan here. And she did a couple batches because you don't want to overcrowd the pan, but you want to make sure the beef is nice and brown, golden brown. And then to your 4-quart pot, now that might be a 6-quart pot, but you're going to go ahead and add your browned beef. Another tablespoon and a half of avocado oil, and into the pan go your carrots and also your medium onion and your 2 stalks of celery right in there, and the sizzle is just amazing. Jenny's going to go ahead and get that stirred up, and you want to saute these veg for probably about 5 or 6 minutes until they're translucent or slightly browning. You can see Jen adds the paprika and the thyme. She also added the garlic, and then you're going to saute for another minute and a half or so. And of course you add this beautiful tomato paste. It's just canned tomato paste, but the color is fantastic. 6 ounces into the pan, and go ahead and get that all mixed up. Next came the beer, and I just love to see Jennifer open a beer. Nothing like it. Into the pan it goes, about 6 ounces, half the can, and immediately she starts scrubbing the pan because she wants to deglaze the pan and get all that flavor up off the pan. Now, as she's doing this, it's important, anytime you're cooking with beer, you don't want to reduce the beer too much. Even with light beer, if it's reduced too much, you'll get bitter notes, burnt notes, and so Jen follows this with 2 cups of beef broth right into the pan and gives it a really good mix. I wish that we had smell-o-vision because already it's amazing. Okay, that goes right into your pot with your beef, and we'll get a good stir on that as well. Jennifer's an amazing cook. I'm actually the chef in the family, but the truth is she is an amazing cook. Okay, we'll give that a stir, and then into the pot goes our cup of apple butter. And if I thought this smelled heavenly before, the apple butter and what follows, this apple cider vinegar, just kicked it up 100%. It was amazing. Jen prefers apple cider vinegar with the mother. She says it's really good for you. All I know is it smelled incredible. So she gives this a really good stir and combines all of those amazing ingredients. And then she's going to bring this to a simmer, and she wants to let that sit for, I guess it simmered for about an hour and a half. And to be honest, this was the hardest part because the smell is so enticing, and you could hardly wait. I could hardly wait.
So you know what good being the cook is?
What's that?
The beer that you don't use in the recipe?
I get to drink that.
Yeah, that's right. Good job. Is it good?
Okay, Jen comes back every about half an hour or so just to stir up the pot and make sure that it's not boiling. You just want a nice gentle simmer on it. And she keeps stirring up the pot every 20 minutes or half an hour. But the smell was attracting more than just the 2 of us. We had a visitor there, you could see. Okay, so after about an hour and a half of a good strong simmer, Jen comes and again is stirring the pot up, but now is going to add the remaining 2 cups of beef broth. Goes right into the pot. And following the beef broth, Jenny's going to grab those Yukon Gold potatoes. We are potato lovers, meat and potato lovers, so we might go a little extra on the potatoes. And then our squash, too, goes right into the pot. Yeah, excellent. Okay, now Jen's going to give this a really good stir. We want those potatoes and the squash to be well incorporated down into the liquid, into the stew. And you can see it's still pretty liquid. Of course, she just added the beef broth. But now she's going to cover again, and it's going to simmer for another hour. And at this point, it was almost like torture. But finally, we did get a chance to take the lid off, and after a couple minutes of letting it thicken up, Jennifer served it into bowls.
Well, as you can see, Jennifer made a beautiful stew. And the downside to the stew has been smelling it for hours. Oh my gosh, it smells amazing. So we'll get to the stew in a minute while it cools off. But first we want to review for you the beer we used in the stew, which is Home Sweet Home by 50 West.
Yes,
And,
brown ale.
Yeah, tell us, what can you tell us about this brew?
Okay, so this is a brown ale.
Okay.
And it was brewed with sweet potatoes, molasses, and pecans.
Okay.
So it's going to be, it's going to have some sweetness to it.
But it sounds like fall. I mean, this is going to go beautifully with.
It is a 7%.
Yeah. Now the thing, we alluded to this in our recipe while Jennifer was making the stew. But whenever you're cooking with beer, if you reduce beer, even light beer, too much, you're going to end up with what? Bitterness, burnt notes. So you want to be very careful about how you use the beer. So you notice that Jennifer used the brown ale to
deglaze
the pan, get all that flavor off. But that was followed immediately with the beef broth,
yes,
right?
You don't want it to be in there too long by itself.
So you don't want to reduce the beer.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Well, here we go. This is Home Sweet Home by 50 West. Look at that head.
Beautiful.
And of course we're pairing it with the beer we made the stew with. You made.
You assisted.
Yeah. So this is so difficult because the smell from the stew is wafting up, and it's incredible.
I can't wait.
And I can't either. So, but we're going to review the beer first, and we'll give you our score, and then we're going to pair the beer with the stew, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look at that head. That's
beautiful.
Big, foamy, cakey almost head.
Smell. I get a smell of sweetness.
I do too. Yeah, smell of sweetness. That's kind of.
It's kind of a weird adjective to use.
But what do you mean though? What do you smell? I'm getting those yummy.
I think I smelled pecan.
Nuttiness.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Remember, there's molasses in here, so there is that sugary goodness in there.
But we should get that kind of. There should be a kind of merit or caramelization on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. All right. So we're gonna get into this.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Look, I got a nose full of foam.
I have a beer mustache.
Chocolate notes. I get the yam.
I get the pecans.
Yeah.
I get the molasses.
I do too.
There is that sweetness in there, but I get that.
But it's not. Here's again. It's not over sweet. It's not cloyingly
there's
sweet.
A nice roastiness to it.
Yeah.
That you want with a brown.
Yeah. And now that we're drinking it straight, that's exactly what we wanted in this stew.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So we're gonna pair the stew. Do you think you know where you want to go with this as far as a rating?
Yes.
Okay.
I do.
So we're going to go ahead and give you our rating. Then we're going to come back and we're going to pair these two together and tell you what we think. Okay, we've been waiting for this all day long. And the whole place smells amazing. As you can see, our little friend was drawn from a farm nearby.
Lucky dog.
Yeah, lucky dog. But so the smell has filled the cabin we're staying in. And already I can tell you by smell this is going to be a perfect
It's going to be delicious.
fall. And it's full of those fall harvest vegetables that we would have just taken in months before.
Butternut squash.
The squash, the carrots, the potatoes. Beautiful. And a beautiful cut of beef too.
Oh yeah.
So I suggest what we do is take a couple bites of the stew and then kind of just see where we go with the...
Yeah, that's
okay.
great.
All right. Well, I can tell you just from looking at it that it's...
Just go taste the broth.
Yeah.
First. That is so good.
The,
I could eat this all day long.
the beef just fell apart in my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I got the apple, I got the acidity from the vinegar, right? Do you get a beeriness about the broth? About the liquid?
Again, not overwhelming, but yeah.
Yeah.
There's that.
There is a
nice,
hint of that.
subtle flavor in there.
Yeah.
So good.
And the yam in the beer definitely adds to the fall.
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, let's go back to the beer and see how they're starting to work together. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
that's so good.
Yeah. We have some crusty bread here just to kind of sop it up with, but this was a huge success.
Oh,
This was amazing.
So good. Delicious.
I would make this again and again, or I would watch you make this again. You did a great job.
Thank you.
Well, I think that does it for our episode today on Cooking with Beer. This was beer and beef harvest stew, and it was outstanding. So
again, if you try it, please leave us a comment. We'd love to know what you think of it, and if you decide to pair it with a different beer,
or do something differently in the
we
recipe.
want to know that too.
Yeah, let us know how it works out. So we're going to keep bringing you some great beer recipes. We're going to keep cooking with beer. And until then, we wish you all the best. So may your beers be cold.
And your beds be warm.
Cheers.
Cheers.